First of all, this is the home page of the software. We choose a blank project. Here we can choose specific work on the software, but we must choose here. We want to choose full. We want to get the full properties of our software. So we put here full and we press OK. Now we want to create a new model. We begin with a new model, so we go directly to here. These are the model that we have worked on. Okay, recent model that we have worked on. Now we want to go to a new model. Name Tekla course steel structure, for example, and we can choose the place. Okay, now we can press here create. Now the software create our new model. So now the software create the model we want. This is the first home page of the software. We maximize here the windows. We can show the standard grids that the Tekla of the Tekla. Okay, first of all, we want to edit the units used on this software. So we go to here. Okay, we use Tekla 18 version 18. So if you have version 19, we can go directly to here, tools, and go to option. Now in version 18, we go to here, settings, options here. Okay, when we press on option, we go directly to here, units and decimal. Okay, we want to put the lenses of the span and meter. Okay, so we put here meter. Also we can put the units of the force, the moment, the angle. Okay, so we need only the length and meter, and we press OK. Now to define the units, we double click on the grids here. Okay, so we have the Windows grid here of Tekla. Okay, if we go to the AutoCAD file or here, okay, and on the PowerPoint, okay, we have here 25 meter. We divide this 25 to 12.5 meter from here to here, and from here to here 25. So we can go to Tekla, put 0.00 space 2 times 12.5. Okay, so 2 times 12.5 to divide to get the midpoint of the span. Okay, and the total is 25 meter. For the y direction, we have 75 meters, so we can divide it to 15 5-meter span. So we go to here, we put 0.00 space 5 times 15. Okay, for the Z, we can show here we have 0, 12, then 3. Okay, so we can go here, to Z, 0.00, 12, then 15. Okay, here the name, we have one A, B, C here, A, B, C, for example, and here for Y, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here we have 0.00 plus 0.12, sorry, 12.00 plus 15.00. Okay, now we have finishing from define our grid, so we press here modify. We press modify, not create, we press modify. We press here yes. We can show here our grids. We can show this point, if we press Ctrl, and we can show that our grid rotate around this point. If we press Ctrl R, we can modify the place of this point, and we can now press Ctrl. So now the grid rotate about this point here. We can change the place, the location of this point from by clicking on clicking on Ctrl, then R, then we choose here, for example. We can use this option to if we want to rotate about a point, a joint, or a structural element to show to get more clear display about of this element. So we can change here the center point of rotation, okay, by clicking on Ctrl plus R. Okay, also we can press right click, so we can here press here right click fit work area to anterior model. We can choose this to this is to return to the standard view of our project. Okay, so we can show here we must change here the y 15 times 5, sorry, 5.00. Press modify now, yes. Okay, we have make a sec, we want 15 span, each span equal to 5 meter. This mistake we can help us to more understand how work this windows of Tekla structure. Okay, so we have in this lecture define the material, the unit. We have defined the unit, we put the unit and meter, and we have defined our grid of our project. So thank you for listening. We will continue in the next lecture. Return to our structural to our software Tekla structure. This is our grids that we have defined in the last lecture. Now we want first, before we begin to draw the foundations, we want to begin to define the views that we want to use during modeling our structure. So to do this and to understand what I mean, we go to view here, we go to view, and we go to new view, and we go to along grids lines. Okay, we can show here all and XY. We want to, for the XY view, we have 3 view, and the 0, 0 and the 12 plan, the XY plan 0, 0, or we can level 0, and we have level 1. Level 1 is the 12 meter, and level 3 is the 15 meter. So, and the XY view plan, here we have the plan 3 plan 0, 0, 12 and 15 meter. And the ZY also we have the grid view, and XZ we have grid view. So if we click create here, we can show here we have the standard view 3D. If we put here, for example, the grid number 3, okay, we can show this view. So we have defined all the grid view, okay, and we want to, this is 3 planes here, okay, so we can show this view. So we press OK, and we press here OK. To show the views, we can press hold Ctrl and I. We can open this windows, and we can only put here 4 views. If we want to replace, we do, for example, like this, and we can put another grid view like this, for example. Okay, we can also add some. Let's put 3, for example. Let's try to put another one. So we can add also this. We only 9 only 9 visible views. Okay, we can put. So if we put here, we didn't need to. It's okay. Can show the A, B, C. Let's also take the B also. Okay, great. We can press okay. Now Control I 3D. Okay. Or we can also go to plan 00. If we put double click. Okay. Also view plan here. So now we want to draw the foundation. If we go to steel here, the foundation is a concrete foundation. First of all, let's go, for example, to draw what we need. We want, for example, let's assume that our foundation is, we go to plane view, is the dimension of our foundation is 2 meter by 2 meter. Okay, and let's assume that the foundation depth is 1.1 meter. Okay, here we have 2 meter. So we need also, we have here what's called a concrete clear cover. The concrete clear cover is here 20 centimeter. Okay, so first of all we want to draw this CC clear cover before we drawing this foundation. Okay, before drawing this foundation, so we want to draw this clear cover here. So if the foundation is 2 by 2 meter, the clear cover is 2.2 by 2.2 meter, and the depth of the clear cover is 10 centimeter here. Okay, 10 centimeter equals 0.1, and here 2 meter. We can show this in Tekla. Let's go to Tekla. First of all, we want to draw the pad foundation. We want, first of all, when we choose here pad foundation, we want to choose the center point of drawing. So we choose, for example, this, and we press escape, or we can escape. Okay, or we can press here. Now this is a standard foundation drawing by the Tekla. If we put press double click on it, we can change his properties. First of all, the name of the foundation here is the clear cover. It's not a foundation. This is a clear cover. Okay, the dimension is 2000. First of all, let's go to check the units. We can go to settings. Okay, options, units and decimal. For we can go to the catalog, section, dimension and millimeter. Okay, so we press double click, and here we put also a millimeter. The material, we can choose the material of this. Okay, concrete, to define, or we can define another material. If we can go, how we can define another material, we can go to here, catalog here, okay, material catalog, and we can go to concrete, press here, right click, copy grade. For example, to name it, we can press F1 or F2, sorry, F2 to rename. Okay, C30 for example. Density, we can change here the material options, settings, options for the units. If we want here the units, uh, analysis result, the stress, megapascal, so we put here Newton per millimeter. Mass as the kilonewton per millimeter, here kilonewton or Newton. And also we can show here that what we want. Okay, here strength, Newton per millimeter square, Newton per millimeter square. Density, okay, we press okay. So now we can update 33 analysis. Okay, modulus of elasticity. Okay, the density of the concrete, we can here and here the thermal coefficient, modulus of elasticity, design. Okay, we can here choose the, and we can put anything that we want in the definition of concrete. Okay, okay, so press cancel and we choose the here the concrete. We can existing concrete for example, and we press okay. Now we can let's put here the position. We can for the position we can change the position and or move this this clear cover vertical, horizontal, and we can rotate this we want. Let's put now the depth of this pad or the clear cover. We have the pad is with depth equal 10 centimeter. If we return to here, file, new, don't save, we can show that if this is the 0 level, okay, let's assume that we have the center point here and the foundation is depth equal 1.5, okay, and the clear cover must be here. So here is 0, here is minus 0.5, and the depth here is 0.1, so we have minus 0.6. So here the top is minus 1.5 and here minus 1.6. Okay, so top of the foundation is at the level 1 minus 0.5 and the bottom is minus. So we can show here our clear cover. If we go to Control I and we go to grid 3, okay, we hold Control and we go to here, we can show this is the concrete cover that we have drawn here. Okay, now let's go to 3D. Now we want to define the concrete. We choose the same option, okay, and we want to draw the concrete on the same center point. Sorry, let's here draw them here, and then we will move this foundation to here. Let's now press double click on this, the here dimension is 2000 by 2000. Here we have foundation. Okay, now here top 0 minus 0.6 minus 0.5 existing. So we can show here our foundation that we want. So we have the foundation here and the clear cover here. To move the foundation, we press double click on it. We want to first of all move this foundation from the middle, and we press here -5 and we press modify. We can show here that the foundation go to here, and we can show from grid 3 can show that the top of the foundation is on the 0 level. Okay, and here we have the bottom on the clear cover, so we have defined the foundation. If we can show here and the 3D, if we hold down control and we press 1, we can show change the view. Control 1 can show this view, control 2 this view, control 3 this view, control 4 this view, control 5 this view, control 6. Sorry, we have only 5 view. Okay, so let's go to control 3 for example. Can show the foundation here. Okay, for example also let's control R, we want the point here. Okay, now we can facilitate our rotation more than before. Okay, before the point is here of rotation, so we can, the rotation is difficult. Now we put the point of the rotation here, so the rotation is more easy. Okay, thank you for listening, and the next lecture we will continue to drawing the rebars, reinforcement rebars of this foundation, and we want to copy this foundation to the other point. Okay, thank you for listening. Hello everybody, welcome to the Tekla Structure and Steel Project course. Now in this lecture we want to learn how we can draw the bar reinforcement of our foundation. So we have two methods to draw the reinforcement of the foundation. Let's go first of all to our Tekla software. Let's first of all we can, if we press hold on control and tab, we can move through our view. If we press control I, we can select our visible views. If we press control R, we can move the center of rotation of our project. Okay, for example, if we put the center here and we hold control, then we can rotate about around our foundation. Also, if we hold control and press 1, we can change the view type of our element. Let's put this view type. Now let's go to begin to draw the reinforcement of this foundation. Okay, to draw the reinforcement rebar of this foundation, we go to here, rebar. Okay, we press here, bar group. Okay, so now we select this option. We can show here on the left corner, pick the bar to reinforcement. If we want now to draw first of all, we want to select the structural object that we want to draw the rebars reinforcement into it. So we select this foundation. Now the software tell us to pick the shape of the bar to finish So we must pick the shape of the bar. We must tell the Tekla what shape of rebar we want. So we must draw this shape of rebar. So we want a rebar like this, from here, from this corner to here, then from here, this corner here, okay, to here. Okay, now to finish from this step, we press the middle mouse button. So we press here. Then the software tell us to pick the 2 points to indicate the range to reinforcement. From where to where we want to range this reinforcement. We want from here to here. Okay, so we have drawing the rebars. If we look here, we can show the rebars here. Okay, these are the rebars that we have drawn. So now we want to go to the properties of these detailed properties of these reinforcement rebars. We press double click on them. We can show of first of all rebar group type. We put normal, we can tapered, ridge, tapered, spiral. Now we want normal rebars. The name, okay, the grade of the rebars, the size, we can put for example 16 for the foundation. Bending ratio, this is the bending here the bending ratio. If we can increase or decrease this bending. That's for example put 0.06. okay, we press modify. We can show that the bending here is changing. Here we can the color, we can put for example 6. okay, now we can show the also here the hook at start, the hook at end. Now we go directly here the covers, the cover for the foundation we put the cover 0.05. also the start here the cover at on the plane, it's for this and for this. For the star is for this and for this the left. Okay, so 0.5 for example and 0.5 here also. Okay, now here we can to precise the spacing or the number of this reinforcement rebar. We have many methods by exact spacing value with flexible first and last space. So we can for example tell the Tekla software that we want a spacing for 15 centimeter for example. Okay, so now the number of the reinforcement rebar increase. We can equal distribution by number of reinforcement. We can put here for example we want 20 rebar, so automatically the Tekla take the spacing 10 centimeter. Okay, let's put now equal by the exact spacing. We want equal here exact here we want 15 centimeter between our rebar. Okay, so this is the properties, detailed properties of the reinforcement and this direction. Now we want to draw the rebars on the other direction. The same method, we click bar groups. This is the first method of drawing the reinforcement. We continue through them. So first step is the select the object that we want to draw the rebar reinforcement for it. We'll select this foundation. Now the shape of the bar, we want to draw the shape of the bar. This, okay, we press the middle mouse button. Now the range from here to here. So we have drawing the other direction of rebar. Okay, now we draw this for we want to put the now we want to put this rebar reinforcement above the rebar reinforcement and this direction. So we select this reinforcement. First of all, we can go the same properties, we put the same properties, okay, but here we can put 0.07 and here 0.07, 0.07, press modify. Now we can show that the reinforcement and this direction are at top of the rebar and the short direction, like the code tell us. The code tell that the reinforcement of the foundation and the short direction are on the bottom, and the here the rebar reinforcement and the long direction are on the top. Here we have a square foundation, so this is not important to do, but we must put a group of rebars above the other. Okay, so we can put at any direction this option, this steps. Okay, we can show here the rebars. Now this is the first method that we can use it to draw the rebar reinforcement of our foundation. We can use another method. Let's delete the rebar, that this rebars and this, so we delete them. We can go to here to edit, to components, application and components. Okay, so we can show here that we have millions of thousands and thousands of shape. This is connection shape, application, okay, items, and many other. If we name the number of the option that we want, we can directly go to our object. So to draw the reinforcement rebar of foundation, we put here the number 77. We can show here pad footing reinforcement. We select them, then we select this foundation, and automatically the Tekla structure draw the foundation. This is the most easy method to draw the foundation. We can, to go to the properties, we can double click and we can show the details of the reinforcement. This is primary rebar. Are the primary rebar, secondary rebar. These are the secondary rebar, and at the top or on the bottom, the two direction are the same because we have square footings. Okay, laser rebar, we can here. No, the laser rebar are the rebars here. We can apply. Okay, primary bar picture. Here the picture, the details. We can from these details. Here the cover. Here we have the bottom cover. Okay, the spacing. This is the Tekla tell us that these are the primary bars and these are the secondary bars, and we can put our properties that we want. Okay, this the attribute here, it's related to the name or labels of the rebars. Okay, so we can put our specific details here, properties, okay, of the pad footing reinforcement, and draw with this easy method the reinforcement of the footing. So we have learned two methods of drawing the reinforcement rebar of the foundation. Thank you for listening. We will continue on the next lecture. Hello everybody, welcome again to the Tekla Structure and Steel Project Structure. And the last lecture we have drawing the reinforcement of our foundation. Now, and this lecture we will begin with our structural steel element. We will begin with drawing the columns. Okay, so let's go to our software. We can show here the reinforcement and our foundation. We can press hold Control then 1 or 2 3 4 to eliminate the reinforcement view. Okay, so we choose the force view by holding on Control then press 4. Okay, now to draw the columns we can go to steel. We want steel columns, not concrete columns, and we can choose columns here. Okay, so now we choose this option, columns, create steel columns. So the Tekla tell us to pick position. We want to draw the columns at here above this foundation. We draw this foundation at grid 3 and grid intersection between the grid A and 3. So the columns must be also intersection between the grid A and grid number 3. So press here. Okay, so the software now, Tekla Structure, has created the steel column. We press here to deactivate this option. Now to go to the properties of the columns, we can double click press on it. We can show the name first of all. Okay, then the profile, the section of the columns. Okay, we can show this is the section of the columns. Okay, here we can show the properties. There is a many of sections. Okay, see profile T, we can show here. Okay, now we want the WE here. Okay, we can show all the profile, the I, for example, many of section. Now let's go to the W standard section. Okay, we want the height of the here we can put the height, okay, of the properties of our section. Okay, to define a new section and use it, we can go to here, catalogs. Okay, profile catalog. Now we can go, for example, to the W section that we want. For example, if we need not this section, if we need, for example, this section, we can go copy profile. Okay, then add the profile 1. Okay, we can choose the profile, the profile subtype. Okay, welded or hot rolled or any. Okay, we can go and change the value here. Okay, and put the properties, our specific properties. Okay, now let's put do a double click here. Okay, and we can show now our section we want to, and here is the material. Also the same thing for the material, steel and defined. We can define our specific material. Okay, and here we can show the top of the here of this column is, as we know, 12 meter. We can go to the AutoCAD and we can show 12 meter. So we put here 12, and the bottom is on 0 0 at the top of the foundation. Okay, we can move the columns here, as we can show here. Now we want to rotate the column, so we put here, instead of front we put, for example, top, and we press modify. Now we can show that we have rotate the columns. Okay, we can show our columns like this. Okay, you must know that this software is help us to do the model and put to drawing the structural sheet, finishing the final structural sheet. So as you as a civil engineer, you must do the calculation and analysis, and ETAP software or robot or any software of analysis, then draw the finish the final structural result element. Okay, and this software and get the structural drawing sheet. Okay, so the section of the columns here is not important. The important thing that is how we can draw a steel structural column and Tekla structure. Thank you for listening. We will continue in the next lecture. Here is our columns that we have modeling, and this is the foundation, and this is the clear cover. We want to draw a connection between the columns and this foundation. To do this, we go to our components. Okay, we go to our components catalog. So we go to edit here. Okay, components, application, and components. From this catalog, we have draw the reinforcement automatically. The software from this catalog, we have get the reinforcement of the foundation. Also, we can go get the connection between the columns and foundation. The number of the connection between columns and the foundation is 1042. So this is the base plate. You can choose it. The software tell us pick part, multiple part with area pick. So we choose here the columns. Now the software need the position of this connection. We go to here and we put the plate here. Okay. So now we can show here that the software put the connection between the foundation and the columns. This is the connection we need. First of all, let's change the view. We put the view and this form by hold on control, then press number 1. Okay, we want to edit the properties of this connection, so we double click on this connection. We close this windows and we go directly to here. We must know that if we didn't know the parameter or the properties of this connection, we left this here, this windows white. We didn't put any number, so the software automatically put the responsible or the best number here automatically. Okay, if we have designed this connection in robot structural software, Autodesk or an ETAPS, we need so or manual calculation, we know the number here, parameter here, for example the dimensions of this connection, we put them automatically and we press modify. So now let's this windows empty and the software put automatically the best number. We go directly, we can show here these are the dimension of the connection. These are the picture. Okay, parameter here for the design. We want to if we want to design in Tekla the bearing. Okay, the minimum here, this parameter, but these properties are related to the design. If we need to design this connection and Tekla design, because we have a part of this software Tekla, we can do with this part a design, but here in this course we want to only modeling and export, generate the drawing sheet. Okay, if we go to general, also we can show some properties. Okay, we go directly to here. First of all, if we need encore roads. Okay, so we need roads instead of bolts. Okay, we need anchor bolts connection. We can also put the properties of this word here, what we need of from this shape. If we need if we put the default. Okay, now we want to choose the type of the connection between the columns and the foundation. Which type of connection? We have many. The most usual, the always way, the standard connection between the columns and foundation is this type. Okay, we can change the properties. Let's also this windows, okay, empty, and Tekla automatically put them. Okay, also we can for the nuts here, for example, we can choose here the properties of it. We can resize any properties what we need. If we press here modify, we can show that the Tekla put automatically the connection between the let's put hold and control and press R, and we put the center of rotation here. We can show the connection like this. Let's remind that if we have designed this connection in ETABS and robot, and we know the dimension of this connection, we put them directly here, and we put the, for example, length of this connection, the dimension C, A, and B, or other direction. Okay, and but here we let the Tekla automatically put them. Okay, so this is how we can draw the connection between the columns and the foundation. Thank you for listening. We will continue in the next lecture. Hello everybody, welcome again to our Tekla course. Let's add some notes on this connection that we have modeling in the last lecture. If we go to this picture, we can show that we have here a concrete plate below this our base plate that we have modeling. So if we need to add this plate that we call ground, okay, if we need to add and Tekla, let's go to our software. We put double click here, okay, and we go to anchor rods. This is, we can show here we have grout. So let's put, for example, 5 centimeter, okay, and we need this grout below our base plate. Also for the nuts here, we can choose the profile of the nuts. We go to here, we press here, we go to other, and we go here to nuts. This is the shape of the nuts. We can the diameter here, change diameter, for example, put it 30. We go okay. Also here, if we go, we put here yes and yes, yes and yes. We need the nuts and press modify. We can show, for example, here we have increase the diameter of the nuts and choose the section. Here we add the grout here, okay, that we have showing in this picture. Okay, so this is some notes on the connection that we have modeling in the next lecture. Thank you for listening. We will continue in the next lecture. Hello everybody, welcome again to our Tekla course. Now in this lecture, we want to copy the columns, the base plate of the columns, the foundation, and the clear cover to the other grids. Okay, so to do this, let's we have put draw a modeling this structural element and the grid number 3 here. So we want to copy this structural element to the other grid. So we select all this structural element and we press right click. We have here copy and copy special. If we press copy, we need the software tell us to pick the origin for copying. Okay, so we choose this is the origin. Okay, now we need, for example, to copy this columns and foundation and the other structural element to here. So the software also copy this to here. Okay, and also we need to copy to here. Also we have copying the columns and beams and the columns and foundation to here. Now if we go to here, we need to select all this three here, this three structural element, and we press right click. Now let's go to copy special linear. Okay, we need to copy this three columns and foundation. We put here, pick for example from here to here. Okay, one number of copies, one, and we press here one, and we press copy. We can show now that we have copying to here. Now let's put OK, and we want to choose this column and this columns. Okay, and we want to go to right click, copy special linear, pick from here to here, and we need 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 12, and we press copy. We press OK. We need one more, so we go to from here to here, and we press home. We repeat here, put here one, and press OK. So we have copied the columns and okay, and the base and connection to the all to the other grids. Okay, if we press Control here, Control and R, we put here, put them here. Now we can show view here. Okay, we can show her here all the foundation and connection and all the grids. Thank you for listening. We'll continue in the next lecture. Hello everybody, welcome again to the Tekla Structure course. Now in this lecture we want to draw the rafter beams in our project. So let's go to our Tekla software. First of all, we can go press Hold and Control and press I. We have this view, so to go to this view we can go to here. For example, we can show the view here. Okay, so when we want, we can press also Control Tab to go through the view. Okay, we need also A and B and C. Okay, view, okay. So if you press tab here, we can go to this view. So we need to go to and draw the rafter. Okay, we can go to beams here and choose beams. Okay, we begin from this point, to this point. Okay, let's first change the properties of this beam. If we need, we press double click on it. We have all these properties: the name, the profile of the beams, WE. If we need to change the height, the web thickness, flange thickness, let's put the same. Okay, so we didn't change anything. Okay, we will continue to draw from here to this point. Sorry, we need from this point here to this point here. Okay, now if we go to the 3D, we can show here the connection between. We need to put connection in the next lecture, but let's draw the rafter like this now, and we need to do also this connection between beam and beam here, and here we need to put a connection between beams and columns here. But let's now copy the beams to the other grid. Okay, so we choose these two beams and we go to here, right click, copy special linear. Okay, from here to here to copy. Okay, okay, press OK. Now also right click, copy linear, also pick from this point to this point, 1 2 3 4. Okay, so let's do from this point to this point. Press OK. So these are our rafter. We have drawing all the rafter and all the grids here. Thank you for listening. We will continue in the next lecture. The software Tekla, and if we go to right Control I, we need grid A. So we have the grid A or B or C. We hold on Control, then we press Tab. So here we have grid C, grid B, grid A. If we go to View and press on Switch to 3D plane, we can have this view. Let's go to the grid 2 and press on Switch to 3D plane. We have this view. So we need to draw the connection between this column and this beams, and this column and these beams, and another connection between beam and beam. Let's begin to draw the connection between column and beam. To do this, we can go to Edit, Components, Application and Components. The number of the connection between the columns and beam is 102. Eves Hanch. Okay, this is the connection between the columns and the beams. So we select it. Okay, and we go. The software tells us to pick the main part. The main part here between the columns and beam is the columns. So we click on the columns. Then the software tells us to pick the secondary part. Okay, the secondary part is the beams. So now the software put the connection between the columns and beams. Let's hold and Control and press R. Hold and Control and press R, and we put the center of rotation here, so we can show we can show now this connection. Okay, this is the connection, this is the limit of the connection from the start to the end. Okay, so we can show the details of this connection. Now let's double click on this connection. We have this windows to change the properties of this connection. First of all, we remind that here in the software and this course we use Tekla software to draw and modeling only. We will don't do analysis and design of the connection or structural element. So the size and dimension of the connection or the structural element, you must get them from the analysis or and design software like Robot Structural or ETABS or SAP or any other structural software. So, and we remind also that here if we less this windows or this case empty, the software automatically put the best numbers. Okay, so here if we can show this windows is the distance from here to here. We can put them 0 because we didn't have distance here, and the other windows are the size also here if you can put 0, and the other here the empty distance between the connection and the columns. We didn't have here empty distance, the connection is directly on the columns, and the other number here are related to the design of the connection. So we let's put empty and the software put them automatically. Let's go to the part. The part is the thickness of the plate. Okay, also we less than empty it here the and also these windows are related to the design of the plate. Let's go to the parameter. Here are the parameter. We can show here the type of the connection. We can here put here above the columns a plate to tell that we have only this columns, this is the end of the column. So we select it, we go here and we press modify. We can show that here we have a plate that tell us that is the this column is the end columns. Okay, so we have add a plate above these columns, top of the columns. Here if we have a continue column, if we have column above this column, so we didn't have another column, so we select this type of connection. Okay, let's go to general. These are related to the design. Vertical rafter, here is the vertical rafter and vertical hinge, this part of the connection. So vertical rafter related to this part. We can, for example, here precise the number of bolts. Let's, for example, we have bolt size. Okay, for example, let's put 4, and we can precise the distance between the bolts. So let's put, for example, 0.5. Modify. So here we have 4. Let's put 0.1. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's put 6, for example. We can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, here we have 2, and here we have 0.3, for example. Okay, let's put this Windows empty, and here we put 4. Modify. Okay, so these are also if we need to add some structural element to the bolts. Okay, this is according to what we need. Okay, affect and modify. We can also add this for the bolt. Okay, if we go to the hinge here, we can put, for example, we need 3 0.2 modify, or we can put 4. Let's put 6. This part 0.02. Here for the hand shear, let's put 0.05. Okay, for the hand shear we have put the distance and the number of. Okay, here for the design and analysis we didn't need it, so we press modify, apply, and we press OK. Okay, so we have drawing the connection between the columns and the beams. Let's go and draw this connection for the second column and beam here. For can go to edit, components, application. Here the main part is the column, the second part is the beams. Okay, let's press here and Ctrl R. Here you can go and we have the same properties that we have modify here. Okay, because we press apply. Okay, exactly. And here we have this plate above the columns. Now we want to draw the connection between beams and beams. Let's go to edit, first of view, switch 3D plane. We need connection between beams and beams, so we go to edit, components, application, and components. The number of connection between beams and beams is 106. This is the connection between beams and beams, so we select it, pick main part, first beam, second beams. Okay, so we get, hold R, we put the center of rotation here, and we can show this connection. The same thing, we can press double click on it and go to the properties of it. Can show the type, bolts for example. Okay, here if we need to increase the number of bolts or change the distance between same of the last connection, here related to design and analysis, so we didn't need to change anything. Let's go to the 3D view now. We want view, we want to go to here and select this connection, want to select this connection and this, then this, then we want to let's select 1, 2, 3, right click, copy, from here to here. Okay, to here, or we can use the copy linear. Okay, so we have copy all the connection that we have modeling to all the grid, our grid. Thank you for listening. We will continue in the next lecture. Structure. Now we want to go to here, for example. Let's draw the first rails. Go to the beams. We click here from Ctrl R. Let's press first of all Ctrl R. Put the center of rotation here, and we go to here, beams, from this point to this point. Okay, so we have draw the first rails. If we put double click on it, we want to go to we want to put it with profile L. Let's put width B equal 100 millimeter, H 100 millimeter, and the thickness is 5 millimeter. Let's for example put the thickness of the rail 7 and the other 100 millimeter. We press OK. Now we want to rotate this L shape, okay, this rails. So we go to here to rotation. Let's put it top, press modify, so we get it like this. Let's put back, so we get it like this. We didn't need this. Below, so we get it, we need this, we need them like this. Okay, now we press X. Okay, now we want to move this rails. We select it, we select this rails, and we right click, move from here. Let's go to the grid 2 view, this is the rails. We press right click, move from here to here. Okay, also we need, let's go to the 3D, Control tab 3D. We want, for example, to select this, right click, copy, from here to here. Okay, right click, copy from here to here. Okay, first of all, also let's go to the grid A here, we need for example, let's try to put this. We need to minus 0.5, okay, minus 0.1, okay, because the edge of the rails here must be at the end of the columns. Also for here, for the end, we must the two rails here must not be connected together. A distance must be between them, so we put 0.02 minus okay. And for this minus 0.02. Okay, so now we have drawn the rails. Before to copy them, we want to put a connection here between this rails and this columns. Okay, so we can go to steel beams, okay, and we can draw here to go to the this is that we have a draw this rails here, so let's rotate it. Here we need 0 and here we need so we rotate here. We need this, we need this like this. We need to move it now. Let's go to grid 2, and for this we need to move the right click, move from here. First of all, right click, move from here to here, then right click, move from here to here. Okay, right click, move, or double click. We can move it like this, 0.1, 2.1, right click, move from here to here, then right click, move from here to here. Okay, now we can go to the 3D. Also, let's put double click on it. We can change the color of it, for example. Okay, and also we want now to create bolts for this connection. Okay, so we go to steel, bolts, create bolts. Now the software pick part to bolt to, so we select, for example, these columns, then pick part to be bolted. We choose this connection. When we choose these two, we press the middle click of mouse. So now the software tells us to pick the first position. We go to here, we choose from here to this point. We can show, so we choose these bolts. We go, for example, to here. We have here 4, so we need 2 only, and this, so we put this distance equals 0. We choose array, and this distance about y direction equals 0. Then we go to here. We want here below, okay, modify, so the bolts are in this direction, connection between this and this. Then we go to here, for example, we put 0.08, 0.08. Here we put 0.05 and 0.05 or 4. Press modify. Now the bolts are in the center. Okay, we can show them. Okay, now if we also press double click, we can go to here, put stud and press modify. We want to move from here to here. Okay, so we have this connection. Okay, we have drawn this connection here. Okay, now we want to replicate, to copy this connection to the other. So we select it, we select here and here, right click, copy from here to here to here. Okay, now we choose this and this. Okay, delete this connection, so we select this and this, and right click, copy from here to here. Right click, copy, okay, create work 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay, press save, and we can show now. Here we have the connection of all and realize all the rails, or we copy all the rails. Now we can go to the grid view. Let's go to Control I. We need the grid A. Okay. Control I. Grid C. We want to select them like this. Okay, and right click, copy, or right click, copy special linear DZ 2 meter. We have 12, so we need 4. Copy. Okay, exactly. Here we didn't need rails because here we have beam. Now we select them. Second one, and we can go to right click, copy special, mirror now from this point to this point. We press OK. Right click, so now the Tekla copy to the other side. Okay, exactly, this is what we need, the rise with the connection. This is what we do in this lecture. Let's do a smart division. First of all, we draw the rise. Okay, here, then we put the connection, then we move the start of this rise to here. Okay, second, we put a distance between each two rails here. We need some distance here. Then we draw manually a connection between this rails. Okay, the rails here we have weld between the connection and the rails. Then we put stud connection between the column and the rails. Then we do the copy to the other side and to the other grid like this. Thank you for listening. We will continue on the next lecture. Model. So we need to choose here beam option, and we want to draw the beams at top here. Okay, so we go from here to here and we get this beam. If we double click on it, can show the properties of it. We can here, we need can choose here I beams, HI or WI. We can choose any type. Okay, we can change the profile of the beams. We can change the dimensions. The dimension is related to the design and analysis and the other software. We can change, for example, the colors here, and we can rotate or move these beams from here and here. So we have draw this beam. Now the only thing that we want to do is copy these beams to the other grids. Okay, from here to here to here. We can use the copy linear, more easy, but my opinion, I prefer this method and copy to show details. What if we make an error during copy, we can press Ctrl Z. Okay, so we have, now we want to select these beams and do a mirror to copy them to the other side. Okay, so we have, and we right click, copy special mirror from this point to this point, and we press copy. Okay, thank you for listening. We'll continue in the next lectures. Go to the Tekla. We want to draw and the connection of the beams between and columns here. Okay, so if we hold the NR and put here, we can show here we want to put the connection. Okay, so to do this, we can go to edit, components, and application. The connection that we want to put here is the number here 190 bend plate. Okay, so we choose it. The software tell us to pick the main part and the secondary part. So now the software put the connection. So now if we double click on these beams and we go to DX 5, we move this beams 10 centimeters, so we can show now the connection, because these beams are not on this edge, so these beams must be up, is there a small distance between the columns here, the edge of the columns, and the edge here of the beams. Okay, so when we move the beams, the connection appear. Okay, so we must select all the beams here. Okay, we head on control and we select them. Double click 0.1. Okay, so when we put double click here, okay, we can change the properties of this connection here. The same thing for the connection, but this connection, okay, we can the same steps for this connection, so we can change anything that we want. For example, here for the bolts, okay, we can put the number here of the bolts that we want. For example, let's put 3. Here we put, for example, 100. Let's put modify, or 10 here. Let's put 10 and 10. Modify. Because made the unit and the centimeter or meter. Okay, so we can show here that we have 3 bolts here. Okay, and here we have also here, because we have on the bolts on the columns and bolts on the beam from the two. Okay, from the two side. Okay, so we press apply and OK. So now when we go to edit components application, okay, we can choose this main part and this beam. We can show the same connection appear here. Okay, here we must put on the start or on the end only also. Okay, so the connection appear. Let's also modify. The error help us to more practice on this software. So if you make error, this help you to be more professional in this software. Okay, here 0.1. Okay, okay. You must do this for each one. If we do this from the beginning, we didn't need to do this, but we put this mistake. We forgot to move the beams, or we can directly drop the beams in the middle of the columns. Okay, it's not a problem, which we solve this problem, this mistake. Okay, exactly. We want to select this connection and also this. No, we want to select this connection and this. Okay, and we want to copy them. Let's copy only this. We didn't need to do. No, we can. Yes, this and this. Copy from this point to this point. Okay, to this point, to this point. Yes, okay. So the connection here, 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 okay. So we can show now the connection on all. Okay, exactly. Let's go to the other side. Here we have also make a mistake. We want here to put minus 0.1 and minus 0.1. Okay, let's put here minus 0.2 because okay, minus 0.1, minus 0.1, minus 0.1, minus 0.1. Okay. So now we can tell that we must be expert with this software and modeling, because we do many experience and many method of modeling. Okay, now we can choose all and do mirror, but let's draw here one and copy them. We can do anything that we want. Okay, we can show the connection here and the connection here. Okay, so we select this. Let's select this connection and this. No, sorry. We want this. And this. Okay, right click, copy from this point to this point to this point to this point to this point. Okay, so we can show the connection here. yes, can show it here. Okay, if we move more, we can show it more easy. Okay, so thank you for listening, and we will continue in the next lecture. Hello everybody, welcome again to the Tekla Steel Structure course. Now in this lecture we want to draw the purlins on the top of our model. Okay, so let's go to the software. Let's now choose steel here and go to the beams here. Okay, we need to draw any beams from this point to this point. Okay, let's double click on it. We want hold and R, hold on Control and R. Okay, we choose this beams for here we need 0 0, modify, and for the profile we need U shape. Okay, we need this shape, so we press OK. Modify. Let's show what we have now. Okay, now let's go to Control I. We need the grid 2. Okay, let's take here, we have draw it here. Okay, let's go to the 3D and we want to move it from first we can double click on it. We need to put this the angle of this C shape the same angle of this here of the top of the model. So the angle here is 13.5. so if we go to the rotation and put here below and we put minus 13.5 and we press modify, we can show here, sorry, top, we can show here that we have 13.5, the same angle of here. Okay, now we want to move it. We select it and we want right click, move from this point to this point. Okay, now let's show also we need to move. Let's go move it from here, right click, move from this point to this point. Okay, now we have draw our C shape. Now we want to increase, double click from here at the start, we need minus 0.1 for example. Let's do it, no, 0. Okay, yes, from the start here, from the end, we need minus 0.05, 0.01. Okay, 2.1 for example. We need to increase here. Okay, exactly. And for the star here we need minus 0.1. Okay, because we need to put distance we can use this minus 0.5. Move. At the star. Sorry, here we need 0.6. Okay, 0.1 here, positive. Okay, let's also 0.3. Okay, exactly what we need, because here we need to take some empty area between this and the other that we want to copy. Let's copy this. We select it, right click, copy from this point to this point. Okay, this we want to go to here, minus 0.2, minus 0.1, minus 0.05, so we have copied the beams from here to here, and here we have the same distance that we empty distance like this, that because we can decrease this distance. Let's decrease this. Okay, by here we can 0.1. let's try. Okay, exactly. And here we can also decrease it by the start, put 0.2 or 0.25. Okay, great. Now we want to draw a connection between this beams and this beams. Okay, we want to do it manually. Okay, so we can go to steel beam from here to here. Okay, and we want to select it, right click, move from this point to this point. Okay, also move from this point to this point. Okay, double click on this, put them below, modify. Okay, also we need to move that, move from this point to this point. Okay, also we need to right click, yes, also move, we need to move. Let's also move to the top. Okay. So as we show here, we draw this U shape. If we can double click on it, we can go to here. We want it instead of U shape, L shape. Okay, L shape. Okay, okay, modify. So we need to here top, no, back, no, front, yes. Okay, we can go to here, right click, move from this point to this point. Okay, and here right click, move from this point to this point. Okay, now we can move it to the bottom like this. Okay, exactly. Now we need to create, here we have weld and here we want to put bolts. Okay, so we can go to bolts here and this pick first position from here to here. Okay, okay, so the bolts appear here. We want to add them. First of all, let's go to the array here and put them 0. Okay, modify. So we have now 2. Let's go to here. We need to put them back. Show. No, we need to below. No, top, front, top. So we need them like this. For dy, sorry, 0.05. Okay, 0.05. Okay, okay. For the rotation, let's put the same angle. No, minus 13.5. Okay, we can here put 0.04, 0.04. Okay, okay. So we can show here the 2 bolts. If we here start, modify, we can now move them. Right click, move from here to here. Right click, move from this point to this point. So we have the bolt here. Okay, now we want to copy this connection to here and to the other and copy them, and we want to copy this work here each 2 meter, okay, each 2 meter on this direction, and for this and for the other side. We will continue in the next lecture. Thank you for listening. Return to the software. We can show here we have draw these 2 beams of purlins, okay, and we draw manually the connection here and here. Now we want to copy these purlins to the other grids, okay. So to do this, let's before do the copy for this. We select this beams with this connection, okay, and we can go to here, okay, great, right click, copy from this point to this point to this point to this point to this point, then this, okay. We can show now what we have. So we show that the connection didn't copy with it, so we need to copy them. To copy it, we select it and we right click, copy from this point to this point. We can use the copy linear, but I prefer this because more accurate. Okay, let's show. Here we have one, can delete it. We can show that the connection are now copied, okay. So now we need to copy these purlins to here, okay. We want to copy this line of purlins to each 2 meter on these beams, each 2 meter, okay. What is the method? First of all, we need to create a new axis, okay, new axis here, XY axis here. So we need to move the XY axis from here. This XY axis, we need to move it from here to do a copy linear each 2 meter on this line, okay. So we can go to view, work plane, use 2 point. The second point, it's here to here. So now the XY axis, we can show it, XY is here. Now we can go to Control I, grid A, and we can select the purlins with the connection like this. We hold Control and we select them. We need only the top beams, purlins, or okay. So we select them. We can return to the 3D. Okay, we can show that we have selected the purlins with the connection. Now we can right click, copy special linear. Each 2 meter we need 6 purlins each 2 meter, okay. If we press copy, we can show that we have do the copy of the purlins, okay. Copy special linear, copy. Okay, we can show the connection here the connection is inside the beams. If we select this connection, we need to for DZ we can put 0.1 0.1 for example, show what we need. Here we have, okay, so the connection are copied with the purlins as we show here. Okay, now we need to do a mirror of these purlins that we have draw here, but before we need to return the work plane to the origin here, okay, to the standard origin. So to do this, we press on work plane directly and we press here, okay. So now we have returned the XY axis. Now we want to select the purlins and the connection that we have modeling from here, and we can go to right click, copy special mirror. From this point to this point, we press copy. Now the software do the mirror. Okay, exactly. With the connection, we can show the purlins with the connection. We need also to do the mirror of the purlins here and this side. We didn't select them. Okay, let's go to Control I, Grid A, and we want to select them. We hold on Control and we select the top beams with the connection. Okay, and we can go to return to the 3D. Okay, and we can go to right click, copy mirror from this point to this point, we press copy, and we can show now. Okay, here we can show the purlin with the connection. Okay, also we need a chain of purlins as connection on here on the top. Okay, so if we go to select this, okay, and we can go to Control I, Grid 1, Control R, we put the center of rotation here. Okay, right click, copy from here to here, expand, Ctrl Z, no, we need to okay, so we can do this purlin. We didn't need them. so we delete them. We can okay. So if we select this again, and we can go to right click, copy from here to here. So we have copying a purlin with connection to the center of the roof of our hangar steel structure. Okay, so we have we can remind that we have draw the purlins beam with the connection manually, and then copy them to the other grid. Thank you for listening. We will continue in the next lecture. Hello everybody, welcome again to the Tekla Structure course. Now in this lecture we want to modeling the columns that resist against wind load. So let's go to the Tekla. This is our model, and the last lecture we have modeling the purlin beams with the connection. The connection we have modeling them manually, okay? And we have copied the connection and use the work plane option to create the XY plane, to move the XY plane to here. Then we remove the XY plane from here and put them and the origin 0 0 here. Okay, now we want to modeling the columns that resist against wind load. So we go to here to columns option, and we draw a columns here. Okay, we have these columns. If we do double click on these columns, we can change the height of the columns. If we, for example, if we put here 7.5, the columns decrease the height. We can decrease the height of the columns. Let's put 15. Okay, so we have the columns here. We need to move the columns from here to here 4 meters. Okay, so we'll put here 4 meters minus 4. Let's try modify. No, 0 here minus 4. Okay, let's put 4 and work with this with the other side. Okay, exactly. And also we want, first of all, let's show that the principal direction moment of inertia of the columns must be in this direction, an opposite of contrary with these columns here, because the wind come from this side. So the columns must be resist the principal direction of the columns must be on this side to resist well against wind load. Now we want to cut the part of the columns here, that from here. So we go to here, this option, line cut. Okay, we choose it, and we choose from this point to this point. Let's try this line cut. Select object to be cut. We need to select the object. Okay, pick first point from this point to this point. Okay, so we can show here that the software cut the bottom let's put the part and the bottom. We need to remove this part, so Ctrl Z. First of all, let's do the option against. We select the object that we need to cut it. Then we draw the line of the card. So when we need to remove the upper part, we click on it here. So the cut, now we cut the column. Okay, now we need to put here a footing for the columns. So we go components, application. Okay, let's draw before a footing. Okay, and we need a base plate here. Like the other, so if we want to do the properties of this footing and base to this, so we click here on this foundation. Okay, for example, for the plate, to get the same plate, we press here apply, apply. So we get the same properties of the base plate here that we have drawn. Okay, this for the foundation, it's not necessary to put the same foundation. Okay, now we want also to copy the columns and foundation. If we need, right click, copy from this point to this, we need to over the 2 meter. Okay, let's move it, right, double, right click, move. Okay, exactly what we need. And we need to cut the part here with the same. We choose the object, we draw the line, and we click on the top here, so we cut it. Okay, now we need to draw the beams of connection, so we go to beams here. Okay, we draw from this point to this point a beams, double click, sorry, we draw a concrete beam. We need the steel beams from this point to this point. We need this beam to okay, 4.5, move to the top 4.5, and here 4.5. Okay, exactly. And we need now right click also to draw another beam at the same level. Let's draw from this point to the, okay. Now we need we need to draw connection between these columns and beams. Okay, we go to components, application, 130. Okay, moment connection. We can main part, second part. Okay, we choose the main part, the beam, and the second part, the columns. So we have the connection here. Okay, we can show it. This is the connection between the columns and the beams. For Control R, put here. Okay, we can show this connection. Okay, we can change the properties of this connection. Now let's continue. We need also a connection here between this and this. Okay, we can cut the beams here to didn't have okay, so the connection main part, let's do the connection main part columns, second part beams. So we have this connection between. Okay, and now this beams is we have drawn these beams with error. We need to remove it. Then here let's delete these beams and redraw. Okay, steel beams from this point to this point, and from this point to this point. Okay, we need to draw connection, edit, components, main part, second part, main part, second part, main part, second part. Okay, we have connection here, here, we have connection here, and we have connection here. Exactly. Okay, okay, great. So now let's go and put a columns here also. The columns go directly to here. Let's move it, double click, 0, modify. So okay, we need foundation, right click, copy from this point to this point. Okay, now we need to draw beams here, but this beams we need to move it to 6 meter to the top, because this is a principal here opening, principal opening here and here. Okay, so right click, double click, here we need 6 and 6. Okay, exactly. Now we need to do mirror. Okay, right click, copy special, mirror from this point. So we need now to do mirror. We select them and we go to right click, copy special, we go to the 3D. Okay, mirror from this point to this point, copy. Okay, so now the software do the mirror. We wait sometimes. Okay, now we need to do mirror to the other to choose the connection. Okay, okay, now we need copy from this point to this point. Here we hear some error, we need to copy the. Okay, so we have drawing the wind columns, columns winds and Tekla. We need to solve this error here, copy the Purlins beams to here and the other beams. Okay, so this is how we can draw and modeling the column wind. Thank you for listening, and we'll continue in the next lecture. This is our model. If we press hold and R and put the point here to show the model, here we have the model here, and the last lecture we have modeling the wind columns with the horizontal beams. Now we need to draw the bracing. We can begin to draw the bracing here and 3D directly. Okay, so we go to steel beams. We must begin to draw from this point to this point. Okay, the section of the bracing must be, if we go to here, tube. Okay, circular tube. We can change if we have a different section. We press double click on it and we go to here and here. Okay, and we go to circular tube, and we can also change the diameter of the tube. Okay, press apply. Okay, so let's now draw the other from this point to this point. Here we have the bracing. If we show here, let's hold and control and R, put the point here now of rotation. If we can show here the tube are their intersection between the tube and together. Okay, so this is okay. Here we need to delete this and beams. Okay, here we can use weld to connect the tube with the beams. Okay, okay, and here sorry, we need to draw from this point to this point. Okay, now the work is right. Here, this intersection, we must change it. If we press double click on this tube and we go to here, let's minus 0.2, minus 0.2, press modify. We need to move this tube and way to put the edge of this tube connected with the edge. We didn't need a big intersection, but here we need a small intersection between the two tube. Here we can connect this two tube by weld connection. Okay, by weld. Okay, so now we need to continue to draw the bracing. We choose here beams and we go from this point to this point directly, and from this point to this point directly. Okay, the Tekla sorry, okay. Here okay, now this is the bracing. Here we can, instead of, we can do right, select this tube, right click, copy, mirror, go to the middle of this group, and like this. Let's try. Okay, here we can do mirror for the tube. Okay, so if we select, we need to move minus 0.2, press modify, let's go 0.1, 0.1, modify. Okay, now this is what we need. Let's continue also to draw the bracing. We need now from this point to the column wind column. Okay, we need to connect the bracing with the wind column. Okay, and also we need to go from this point to this point. Here we select it, copy, mirror from the middle to the middle here, copy. Okay, no, let's delete it. Right click, mirror from this, copy. Okay, now from here to here, from this point we need from this point to this point, and we need to do mirror, copy, mirror. Okay, copy. Okay, exactly. Now we need to, before to do the mirror to the other here to the other side, we need to go to edit, components, and application, and we need to go to the connection 10. Okay, this connection, we need to select it. The software tell us to pick the main part. We need to put connection between the bracing and the columns. Okay, so the main part is the columns, the second part is the bracing, and the pros the here to have this connection here. If we press double click to show the properties and specification of this connection, we can show here. Okay, we can change the properties, but we didn't need this, and we need to do this for the other. Okay, okay, for the beams. Okay, so we have the connection now. Now we need to, let's put Ctrl R here. We need to select the connection. And we need right click, copy, mirror from this point to this point, copy. Okay, so we have the bracing here. Now we need to select also here the bracing here with the connection. Okay, now here we need this, 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 and this, and this. Right click, copy from this point to this point. So now the software do the copy. We have an error. Let's delete what we got. And let's select against the bracing with the connection. Okay, okay, and right click, copy from here the middle to here. Okay, we have the bracing like we have what we need here. Okay, so we have modeling now the bracing here with the connection. Okay, now in the next section we will continue the modeling of our steel hanger and Tekla. Thank you for listening. We'll continue in the next lecture. We show here a trusses on the grid number 8 in our model. Let's go to the here to the 3D model. So we need to select first of all the here the grid number 8. We can press right click, show only selected. Okay, if we click here we can show this frame, the 8th frame. Okay, number 8. We need to delete here the connection and also this connection here. Okay, and we need to double click on this. We need to change the section here. We need to go to rectangle section here, apply. Let's put them. Okay, modify. Okay, here the same thing. We need rectangular section, apply. Okay, modify. Also we need to go to steel beams from this point to this point with the same section. Okay, now we need to draw a beams from this point so we draw the beams here. We need now to copy these beams. We selected copy from this point to this point to this point to this point, this and this. Okay, let's show what we have. Okay, now we need to zero move 0.3 0. Okay, for this we can use cut, or we can here minus 0.3. Let's try to cut that. Okay, let's choose the option, this option now. Can draw like this. Okay, okay, and here exactly. Okay, here we need now we need steel beams from this point to this point, from this point to this point, also from this to this, and from this point to this point. Okay, now we can do mirror, right click and right click, copy special mirror from this point to this point and copy. Okay, so we can show now our trusses here. Thank you for listening. We will continue on the next lecture. Hello everybody, welcome again to the Tekla Structure course. Now in this lecture we want to modeling the concrete slab and the level 00 of our hanger. Put the point here so we can rotate against the model easily. We need to go to concrete slab. Let's put the first point here. Okay, we need to draw the boundary of the slab, the second here, this third here, fourth, and we must finish from when we have started. So now we have drawing the slab, concrete slab here at the level 00 of our building. Okay, now we need to draw the reinforcement of the slab. So we go to rebar here, mesh. Okay, the software tell us to pick the object that we want to draw the rebar into it. So we pick this slab. Now pick 2 points to indicate the direction of the longitudinal bars from this point to this point. Now we need to draw the plan of the rebars when we need to put the rebars. So we draw here. Now we need to press the middle mouse button. Okay, so we can show here the reinforcement of here. Okay, so if we double click on this reinforcement, sometimes the software draw the reinforcement with a small area. We can change here. Okay, the distance, for example, if you put here 12.5, okay, modify, we can show that the area of the reinforcement or not on the all slab. So we can edit this. Let's put the right 25, same times for the length 75. Okay, and also if we need to select this, from this point to this point, to have two layer of reinforcement. Okay, can copy the reinforcement here at the bottom. Okay, So thank you for listening. We will continue in the next lecture.